Hey everyone, welcome to this latest podcast where Dazza and I will discuss, and welcome back, Dazza. We'll discuss the last three matches.
boy.
So in the last podcast, I discussed West Ham, Forest, and Leeds. And so this session, I guess a bit of a summary. We're going to be discussing Spurs, Fulham, and Brentford. And I believe, my man, that is 6 wins from 6. It's 18.
It
from
is
18.
six wins and 6. Creeping up
Man
on
United-
those Manx in fourth spot. Well, I know they're still got to be 1 point ahead of us. They've got a game in hand, which is fair enough. But looking at their fixtures moving in, they're the kind of club you can see slip up once or twice before the end of the season. You know what I mean? Look, not to say that we won't, but we're going in with some momentum towards that last 3 games of the season now. So, and then Newcastle have also got its kind of awkward run in. I think they've got to play Brighton still. So, and they're going pretty well. But yeah, the Manchester United seem to be. I would love it if and it's possible now. Maybe 3-4 weeks ago, I thought we were toast, but it's possible now. How good would it be if we pipped them, got it 4th, and beat them 7-0 in one season? What a way to finish an ordinary season. Okay, it's been ordinary. You know, blame it on injuries and lack of spending. You know, it has been 100%. You know. That's right. The midfield, we've spoken about this. Hopefully the summer brings in better signings, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, how good would it be after the ordinary season we had? We just snagged that 4th spot, and I'd finish 5th. And I love that. That'd be the best. Anyway,
it would.
We'll see what happens.
It would be. I mentioned in the last.
Yeah, sorry. Go for it.
I mentioned in the last podcast that it's very unlikely that we would finish 4th, but I did not see United losing 1-0 to Brighton, 1-0 to West Ham. I didn't see it happening, especially West Ham. I thought they were going to beat West Ham. So we're only 1 point ahead with 1 game ahead.
Yeah, correct. So they're technically 4 points ahead of us
if they win the next game
in hand, right? But yeah, like all they got to really.
And even if they get a draw, it's going to be nervous.
100%.
Even if they get a draw in the next game, it's only going to be 2 points. And what is it? There's 3 games left. So there's 9 points up for grabs.
Yeah. Like it could go, I feel like, look, it's United's spot to lose, 100%. But, like, stranger things have happened and we could just sneak in there. I don't know. A loss and a draw for United would be ideal. And us, we just need to win every game. Really. Win every game now. The title is probably wrapped up by City because Arsenal had that torrid. I don't know. It's going to be close, right? They had that torrid. Arsenal just had those 3 draws in a row. Like they bottled it, which is a shame because I would have rather probably Arsenal grab it than City. But again, I don't really care. But But yeah, I just would have laughed. It would have been better to see Arsenal win it than City with all the money that they fucking spend, and just see them kind of just fall apart. But anyway, we'll wait and see.
So, what did you think of now? Summing up the Spurs game, it was 4-3.
Oh, going back to that, I'm gonna have to. My memory's going to be a bit weird on this one, but yeah, we were 3-0 up and we were cruising. Looked like we were going to smash, and then we let them back in the game. Obviously, let them. Richarlison scored that, his first goal, Tottenham, and it happened to be what he thought was a last-minute draw. Thoughts on the game? I'm going to probably going to leave all the technical side of the game things to you because I can't quite remember all of it, and I haven't really been with remembering it all lately. But I guess. Yeah, like we nearly bottled we nearly bottled it. We let them come back 3-3. There was a couple errors at the back there, which led to the Spurs goal. Harry Kane, I think it was. Yep, and then
Son.
Yeah, that's right. And it was just basically errors really that let them back in the game. very costly areas in real costly parts of the pitch. You know what I mean? Like, the further up the pitch you get, the errors aren't as dire. But you can't be making rookie errors like that. In front of our own goal or close to our back line. And to do that in that game more than once was a bit of a, bit gutting. But anyway, we won the game anyway. Yotta coming back. Since he's been back, he's been on some awesome form. I love that guy. He's a good player.
Do you think it was a red card from Yotta? Do you think he should have been on the field?
Probably should have been a red card, yeah. It was a high foot in the head. Probably should have, but doesn't matter.
But remember the tackle before that when Tottenham, I can't remember which player it was, had his studs up and hit him right on the lower half of his shin.
Yeah, that probably should have been a red card too.
That could have easily broken his leg and he could have been out for all of next season.
Correct. And you don't really know what goes through the refs' heads with these decisions, right? But, looking at the pictures of Yotta with the studs up in the air, look, probably should have been a red, but it wasn't. Doesn't matter. Sometimes these decisions don't always be called correctly, and we can call ourselves lucky on that one. But again, the studs up above the ankle or where on the shin, that's a red card. But then the last game when we played Tottenham, Harry Kane should have got a red card. There was a tackle that he done that was high and late. Should have been a red card. So not always it's hindsight for anyone, for like pundits or fans like us making podcasts, looking back on it. It's easier to make the decision when you look back on things than it is when it actually happens. But probably, look, if I'm just being honest, it probably should have been a red card. But I'm so happy it's not. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't. We won 4-3.
And I think it wasn't because there was no malice. And
that could have been to it. I don't know if that's got anything to do with the rule though. If there's any malice, I don't know. I can't be certain. I don't know the rule book. But if your studs are high up, it doesn't matter if it's malice or you just like. But yeah, I'll probably have to watch it again to give you 100%. But just gauging off the memory and what we just spoke about, I've probably thought it would have been a red card, and we were lucky to escape that.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
And it was pretty funny. Klopp sort of, issue with Paul Tierney, and I don't know what this guy has against me. And I mean, after Klopp said that, I'm like, oh boy, that's it now. He attacked the protected species. It didn't really feel like it was a big deal in the end, what the referee said.
I don't know. What did he actually say?
Oh, if it was you, it would have been a red card. Or it could have been like I should give you a red card because it's you or something.
Oh, okay. So basically having a personal attack at Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, but I mean, something along look, he just thinks that guy's got it in for Liverpool, and
he must have something else going on behind the scenes that we as fans don't see as well.
Yeah.
There must be something else behind it. There must be something there. He obviously sees something that he's got knowledge of that we don't. Maybe, I don't know. We can see from the surface only a certain percentage of that.
Yeah, so there's that. But I mean, for me, Tottenham game was us losing momentum, losing concentration, and just losing the technical awareness, our concentration in the game. Even when we won the Premier League season, there was always this thing about us where there'll be moments in the game where we just switch off. And obviously, when the midfield seems to get overran, our defense starts looking weak and shattered because they have more to do. And I think Tottenham got back in the game, but I feel like we also allowed them to get back into the game. And I feel like, what more can I say other than the fact that, I think when we tighten up the midfield, then the defense will have less to do, and the defense will look. I mean, I've been very happy with Canate in the last 6 games. I think he's looked solid. I know he was out for one of those games, but he just always looks sharp and comfortable and quick, and composed. Whereas when the midfield starts to get overrun and as it gets a little bit weak, but I just feel like sometimes we take the foot off the counter pressing and and that's our biggest strength in the game. What's been an absolute, and I think what's been a sum up for me for these 3 games is Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Oh yeah, hasn't he but killed it? The stats that have come out about Trent in that midfield region, like more touches in the last quarter of the field, the passing, the control of the game, like he's just. I mean, we all know that his delivery from that right back position has been top notch for the last 4 or 5 seasons. But yeah, to have it in that kind of engine room at the moment, it's been such an awesome thing to see. Yeah.
I mean, he's so technically talented that he's almost sort of wasted at right back. I mean, he doesn't bring out enough of his skill set.
I know.
I think he's a lot better on the ball than off it. Would be my
100% he is. And you can see that, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Do you reckon you'll see him push into the midfield next season, or?
Well, if it saves Liverpool some money, it probably will. It saves FSG some cash. Look, it works. He's got the passing ability of a Kevin De Bruyne, mate. Like,
yeah.
I mean, his passing is amazing. His reading of the game. I mean, sometimes he does a few silly things, but
yeah, it's.
I mean, he's adapting into that role, and I think it's been. I mean, Klopp had to change his tactics. Klopp's changed a lot in the last 6 games. Mm-hmm. We don't, a lot's changed, and he had to.
Yeah.
He hasn't been stubborn and sitting on his sort of way of playing, but yeah, I've been very happy with him.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely, it's been unreal.
I mean, I feel like when we control in the midfield, he has more of the control in the midfield. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, and then well, we're going to lose Millie at the end of the season to Brighton. He's going on a free. Good service, mate. Aye, captain.
Yeah.
I know your mate. More like your mate, right? He was your mate there, mate. Yeah, I know. Look, he did some. You got to admit, he did some good service for us for all those years.
Absolutely.
Great.
No, look,
can't believe he's still playing. How old is Milner now? 45.
No, he's going to
37 or something, is he? Or
he's going to be at least 37, 38.
Yeah. God, I remember his first game. Do you remember his first game? I do. Like when we were younger. Like when
he was playing at Leeds at 16.
He's the youngest scorer in the Premier League still. I think he holds that record. I could be wrong.
Apparently, he was playing at Swindon. His first club was Swindon, or maybe he got loaned out to Swindon.
Can't remember.
But his first Premier League appearance was for Leeds, yeah.
And then he scored against, I'm pretty sure he scored against Newcastle. Youngest player to score in the Premier League at that time. I don't know if it's been beaten yet. It might be. I know it was Wayne Rooney. Then it was James Milner. 16.
I think James Milner had some mad games when we played against City.
Yeah.
And I thought when he was playing for City, I just felt like he was still very, very sharp. And look, the guy looks after himself, and he's going to go to Brighton and do a job for them. There's no question. He's got at least another season in him.
Yeah, and do well for Brighton. You know what I mean? It'll be good. Yeah, good. Yeah. Good for them. Yeah.
So the Fulham and the Brentford game, Daz, before we wrap it up, Fulham and Brentford, what did you make? Well, you probably got in your mind.
Well, Fulham we played really well in. We had a great game. We're unlucky not to kind of score a few more. I can't fault the Fulham game too much. Brentford again, we missed some sitters. Like Nunes missed it. Like I love Nunes, I really do, but his reading and his space and where he runs into space is impeccable. Like he spot those runs, he runs in it, but just like all season, he just really needs to just. I don't know what it is. His finishing just really shits me sometimes because it's like, come on, man, like. But then again, he'll score some goals, and you think, that's what we're after. But I reckon next season he'll probably, hopefully, rectify that and start scoring more goals.
Yep.
But that was my frustration. Like I know, like Darwin Núñez, he's running this. He's quick, he's strong, and he reads the game really well and runs into some space. He runs into the space really well, and if he had a bit better finishing, he'd be like he's not. I believe he's an unreal player. And he will be good. He just needs to work on that finishing a little bit more. Like that ball that Trent put through for him, and he just, I don't know. Should have just been a quick touch past the keeper. You know what I mean?
I think he's trying too hard.
Yeah, I think the pressure was mounted on him from the moment he got there.
I think he's
because he came in the same window as Erling Haaland, right?
Yeah.
Then the press made this huge, Erling Haaland versus Darwin Núñez because of the price tag too, the $100 million price tag, right? Didn't help him.
Didn't help. No.
Then Erling Haaland's price tag came in, and then he started scoring. Like he's just look at the season he's had. You know, he's a machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then but hopefully, the first season, the pressure came in. The pressure's still going to be there, but it's not going to be as immense as next season. He's had one season at Liverpool. I reckon next season he will start seeing some, more goals from Darwin. I hope, because I really do like him. He's a good player. He reads the game.
I just think he needs to settle down.
Yeah, he just needs to work on that finishing a little bit better. Yeah, again, stop the panicking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his composure and in his finishing, he just needs to stop panicking, because it looks like he panics when he goes to finish. You know what I mean?
Because he's trying.
Or he's in a rush. Correct. He's trying too hard. Yeah. God bless him. If I can, anyone would. You can see that he's trying. He just needs just relax in that last 2 seconds before you go to strike the ball. Just take a breath. You know what I mean? I know it's hard when you got fucking 50,000 fans yelling and screaming, and and you got
carrying on.
You got you're playing a professional football, but like I guess that's what he gets paid to do as well. So
and I thought against Fulham, I agree with you. We played well. It was a game where I felt like the attack couldn't finish the game. Yeah. And with Brentford, I mean, they did have their moments.
Yeah.
It was they were a little bit unlucky, we were a bit unlucky. But at least we've got the last 2 games with clean sheets. I was really hanging in, hoping for a couple of clean sheets. And, I mean, the goal that Salah scored, I thought it was going to be disallowed. I thought he had fouled the keeper at first.
Yeah.
Because, like you touch them and...
Yeah, correct.
You don't know which way it's going to go. But I thought those 2 games we did... Like the defense and the midfield had more, and I think it's because of Trent. It just felt, Tottenham was all like up and down, like. Whereas
I feel like Trent's opening up, like he's obviously opened up opportunity down that right flank for years now, right? But I feel like, and early on in the season, teams knew how to combat Trent, like defensively, like from their attack. They'd throw the ball down there. Suffocate Trent on the flank, suffocate Salah on that flank. So overload that flank, because that's where the major attacking threat was coming from. Now that he's moved into the midfield, there's got way more space to kind of play with, and I feel like the teams don't know. Like again, because he's played so well and because he is so technically gifted and he can read the game really well.
Yeah.
You're right. The last 6 games has been a result of how good Trent's been playing in that midfield position, and teams don't know how to combat him. And he plays deep at times, and like he's knocking passes and balls through like fun now. It's like he's just and the only way, and how are they going to stop that? If they push up on him and they try and close, that just opens up space for beyond their midfield. You know what I mean? So this would be a hard one for any teams to kind of combat us with Trent in midfield now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. The only thing is if teams have lucky breaks and counterattacks down their left wing, then we are going to be
correct, and
somewhat even more exposed than we were before.
Exactly, and that's
because now you're stretching out Canade and Van Dijk even further.
Yeah. And that when you play, the danger of playing 3 at the back is the gaps and the runs in between that you can get.
Could Liverpool play like a either a 3-5-2 or which is going to be really weird? Like, I'm not too sure exactly how that's going to go.
I reckon. I mean, when you play three at the back, I think you got the danger of you got to probably score a lot of goals, but you're going to concede as well. That's my opinion. Unless unless there's there just have to be more pressing in that midfield area than there ever has been. I guess like the midfield just need to really work. If that's going to work, if you need three defenders at the back, I think your midfield needs to be pressing really, really hard. No lazy moments. It's like, and as if you probably need like a defensive midfielder probably in front of that back three as well. You need to press. There needs to be some severe pressing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I can tell. I just three backs always worries me with getting attacked down the flank, or if you're getting attacked down the flank, all it does is open up space for your forwards to find a gap. So the opposing forwards to run through in between the defenders, which, you can't the likes of Son or Kane, they'll expose that because Son makes them, like for Tottenham, like any players like him, he makes some incredible runs in behind the defence all the time. And, playing, three at the back against Spurs or something. I don't know if we did that on I can't remember. But I just, again, it's like a game. Football's like a game of chess, isn't it? Sometimes you got to sacrifice pieces of the board in order to gain, and that's the same as a football. Sometimes you got to sacrifice. Not so much sacrifice, but you got to be willing to take away this part to gain here. So it's all about that managing of the resources on the field. So I guess I'll leave that up to the coaches.
That's it. How do you see the next three games? We've got Southampton, Villa, Leicester. Well, Leicester, Villa, Southampton. I think all 9 points for Liverpool.
Look, Hart says yes. I think Villa's going to be the hard one for us. That's going to be a tricky one. I think. Even Southampton, like I know they're bottom of the table, aren't they? Just you never know. Like Southampton, like they might just pull off a. It's hard. Look, my heart says 9 points. I gauging off the form we've got, I believe we're going to get 9 points, but won't be surprised if we drop 2 and end up with 7 out of the 9. And if we're going to drop 2 points, it's going to be against Villa.
Well, look, the thing I would say about Villa is that they are going for, I think that conference or Europa. They are going for that, but they're actually in 8th now, so they won't feel as pressured.
Yeah,
we have more pressure, but when we versed, I think Southampton have probably gone. So Leicester's the one that might be the tricky one, Darren, because they're the one playing for survival.
Well, there you go. So that's another one, isn't it? So you got, well, there you go. See, I still believe. I just don't. Although Leicester are fighting for survival, I don't know what happened to them. They've just got nothing left in the tank at the moment. I think they're just gonna if they survive. I mean, I hope Leicester not beats us. I hope Leicester survives and Everton go down. That would be how funny would that be?
Who?
I picked Everton at the beginning of the season too, by the way, to go down.
I mean, they're close. I mean,
they might not go down, but I'm just saying. Like I think our first podcast, I picked Everton as one of the relegated favourites because they didn't buy in the off season properly, and they lost Richarlison, who I didn't even rate as a player anyway. But when he
scored against Liverpool, I'm like, had to be him. Darren will love the fact that it's him.
What's with that fucking chicken dancing that he does?
I don't know.
I just don't get it. Like, I wish Yotta did that chicken dance when he scored the winner. That would have been the best. Just it's like he's just yeah. Anyway,
and what about the last thing that I want to talk to you about is the controversial, probably quote of the season by Big Sam Allardyce saying that he's on the same level as Klopp and Guardiola, and he said that they're not. He's not past them. But they're not past him either, that he's on the same level. What would be your response to that quote?
Give me some whatever he's having for breakfast and give it to me. I need that confidence in my day job. That's just stupid.
He would have a lot of knowledge, but whether
Look,
that knowledge is actually
let's call for what it is.
practical wisdom.
Sam Allardyce probably he would have a lot of knowledge, and he did well with Bolton for years. You know what I mean? On a shoestring budget, and kept them in the Premier League, and he did well.
He bought that Greek player.
What's he done since then? You know what I mean? Like what? And not only that, for him to come out and say, "Oh, you know, like, mate." Are you saying about the budgets of Klopp? I'm like, what budget has Klopp had, really?
Yeah.
Let's freaking. But no, I think that's completely outlandish, kind of, to come out and say that. Like, is he fishing for a job? Is probably what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He must be fishing for a job, because he must be just trying to be controversial to get some attention, just so someone might be like, oh yeah, okay, he's got some attention.
He probably took the Leeds job to get attention and to say quotes that's going to make him relevant again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I mean, if someone seriously asked you, "Are you as good as Klopp and Guardiola?" I just wouldn't have responded to that.
No, and I'm like, no, no, he's not. He's not.
You're not a child. Like
in a nutshell, no, he's not. He's not Pep. He's not Klopp. I mean,
I tell you why though. Where football is now, even if he has a lot of knowledge of the game, knowledge and wisdom is two different things. Wisdom is knowledge in action, right? And so whether you could convert that knowledge, turn it into a winning team with a bunch of footballers that don't think the way they used to when he was coaching Bolton, and that the world's changed in terms of human psychology, and he's not going to go up, he's not going to be a Klopp hugger, right? And even if he's technically sound, I don't think he can part the wisdom that it would be required in this day and age to do what Guardiola or Klopp can do. And that's sort of my opinion on it.
I reckon Mick McCarthy's a better manager than Sam Allardyce.
Good old Mickey.
Or
Big Mick.
Roy Hodgson. Roy. No. Sam Allardyce is not a manager I think of when I think great managers, and I think a lot of people would share that opinion. You think great managers, you're thinking Shankly or Ferguson or Paisley or Klopp or Pep or fucking
Wenger had his time.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You don't think Sam Allardyce. You're not going to go you're going to he wouldn't even make the top 10 in the last 20 years.
But he probably thinks there's a conspiracy against English managers.
He had the England job and he ruined it. Remember years ago when he had England and he made some stupid comments and he got sacked like a day later. Just if he's willing to do that, it just goes to show who the kind of bloke he is. Just shut up. He's just I don't know. I would have said some big remarks after you save Leeds, not before. Yeah, because if you don't save Leeds and you go down, he's probably just going to be ending up in the Championship, probably where his skill level suits him. I don't know.
Oh, ouch. Well, thanks a lot, guys. We've gone 28 minutes. We're only supposed to go 20.
That's all right. It's all
thanks so much for joining us. Got any questions? Let us know. Thanks, Taz.
No worries, mate. And, take it easy. Enjoy.
The next podcast, let's have the end of season wrap up.
Yeah, sweet. Let's do that. And we haven't had one in a while. I've been that flat out. We've both been busy. Families and jobs and businesses, it all never stops. Anyway, we'll do a season wrap up and get excited for the following season.
Boom. All right, mate.
Oh, dude. Catch ya. See you, man.